Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. Today we're making this gorgeous chocolate cherry whipped cream cake. This rich and moist chocolate cake is topped with a cherry whipped cream frosting and, of course, fresh cherries on top. I frost this cake naked style, making it quick and easy, but incredibly stunning. Let me show you guys how to make it. So first we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. So this chocolate cake is quick and easy to make up in just one bowl. You guys can use a whisk with a spatula, or you can use your hand mixer, and even if you want to use your stand mixer, you can do that too. This recipe is super flexible. So first we're going to add in 226 grams of cane sugar. Next we're going to add in half a cup of whole milk. Next we're going to do half a cup of canola oil. If you guys want to use extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil, that also works too. Canola oil is just the most neutral flavored oil, especially for cake. Next, we're adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then we're adding in 2 large eggs. Now we're just going to whisk together the wet ingredients. Next, we're going to add in 197 grams of cake flour. Then 43 grams of Dutch cocoa powder that's been sifted. And then of course our baking powder and our salt. Now we're just going to fold this together with a spatula until you have a smooth chocolate cake batter. So once we have a smooth cake batter, now it's just time to transfer it to our cake pans. So I like to line my cake pans with parchment paper. This is going to ensure that the cake just comes out really easily. So I love weighing the cake batter. This is important for this cake for 2 reasons. First, you want to make sure you have even layers so that the cake bakes evenly and you don't have some cake that is underdone and some cake that is overdone. And of course, whenever making a naked cake, we want to make sure that those cake layers look even and pretty because that's like the whole look of the cake. So these cake layers are going to weigh about 250 grams each. Now we're just going to bake these at 350 degrees for about 17 to 20 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. So once our cake is cooled, now it's time to make the cherry whipped cream frosting. So you're going to need 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. Next, we're going to add in 71 grams of sifted powdered sugar. And then of course our cherry extract. This is what's going to make this whipped cream frosting taste like cherries. And I'm using my stand mixer today with the whisk attachment, but if you guys want to use a hand mixer, you can totally do that. I just feel like whipped cream frosting takes so much longer in your hand mixer, so I always use the stand mixer. So we want to whisk on low to avoid splattering, and then slowly increase the speed as the mixture starts to thicken. Continue to whisk until you're at full speed. Then continue to whisk until you have a somewhat stiff mixture. It's basically going to be very similar to homemade whipped cream. So once it looks like this, then it's ready. So now you want to go ahead and get your cake plate ready or whatever you plan to serve this cake on. Now we're just going to remove the cakes from the cake pans. Now this cake is so easy to frost, yet it's going to look so incredibly stunning. This is what I like to call a rustic naked cake. You guys don't need any sort of fancy piping tools or bags or anything like that. We're just going to spread the frosting on top of each cake layer. So it's really easy to assemble. We're just going to be placing the cake layer on our plate, then adding some frosting, then adding a cake layer, frosting, cake layer, frosting, cherries, boom, done. So whenever stacking layer cakes, I always like to put the first cake layer bottom side down. This is because the bottom is really straight, so it's going to be flush with the bottom of your cake plate. So now you're just going to add 1/3 of the whipped cream frosting and spread it out evenly. Then you're going to place the second cake layer on top, and I like to do this bottom side up. This is because the bottom is the flattest, as I mentioned before. So this trick will make your cake look really perfect and straight on top. Next, you're going to add another 1/3 of the whipped cream frosting right on top and spread it out evenly. And then lastly on top of the 3rd cake layer, and you want to do this bottom side up. Now you're going to add the remaining frosting on top and spread it out evenly. And see how quick and easy that was? I love making rustic naked cakes like this, especially when you're adding like a topping like these cherries because they're quick, easy, and they just look so stunning. So now all we have to do is add on our cherries. So we're just gonna cover the top of the cake completely with cherries. And now we have the most delicious chocolate cherry whipped cream cake. And now I'm not going into this because this is for a friend's birthday today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and leave a comment below. And if you want more easy cake recipes just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen.